First contact and cultural shock. The vast expanse of space had always been a source of wonder and speculation for humanity. But on that fateful day, as the massive alien ship descended through Earth's atmosphere, wonder turned to awe and speculation became reality. Dr. Samantha Chen stood among a crowd of scientists, military personnel, and government officials at the designated landing site. Her heart raced as she clutched her tablet, ready to record every detail of this unprecedented event. As the ship touched down, its sleek, silvery surface reflecting the midday sun, an eerie silence fell over the gathering. A hatch opened with a soft hiss, and out stepped the first alien to ever set foot on Earth. The being was tall and slender, with iridescent skin that seemed to shift colors with every movement. Its large, almond-shaped eyes surveyed the crowd, and Samantha felt a chill run down her spine as its gaze briefly met hers. The alien raised a hand-like appendage in what appeared to be a universal gesture of peace. "Greetings, people of Earth," it said, its voice resonating in their minds rather than through the air. "We are the Zarkonian Collective, and we come seeking alliance and knowledge exchange." In the days that followed, Earth was abuzz with excitement and trepidation. The Zarkonians, as they called themselves, shared glimpses of their advanced technology and spoke of a vast galactic community. They invited Earth to join this interstellar society, promising to guide humanity's development and integration. Samantha found herself at the forefront of this new era as part of the team tasked with facilitating communication and cultural exchange. She spent countless hours studying Zarkonian language and customs, marveling at their seemingly utopian society. However, as the initial euphoria began to fade, Samantha noticed discrepancies between the Zarkonians' words and actions. They were reluctant to share certain technologies, citing humanity's lack of readiness. Their questions about Earth's resources and population demographics seemed oddly specific and persistent. One evening, while working late in her lab, Samantha overheard two Zarkonian officials in heated discussion. Their mental communication was faint, but she caught fragments that chilled her to the core. Humans, potential threat, control necessary, resource extraction. Samantha's mind raced. Were the Zarkonians not the benevolent allies they claimed to be? As she pondered her next move, she realized the enormity of the situation. If her suspicions were correct, the fate of humanity might rest on her ability to uncover the truth and rally her fellow humans against a threat they didn't even know existed. With trembling hands, Samantha began to compile her observations and suspicions into a secure file. She knew she needed allies, but in a world enamored with their new alien friends, who could she trust? As she worked through the night, Samantha couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The next morning, Samantha arrived at the International Alien Relations Facility to find it buzzing with activity. A new group of Zarkonian diplomats had arrived, and among them was Zarlax, an alien scientist who had shown particular interest in human biology and culture. Zarlax approached Samantha, its color-shifting skin pulsing with what she had learned to interpret as excitement. "Dr. Chen," it communicated, "we have wonderful news. The collective has decided to accelerate Earth's integration into the galactic community. We will be sharing some of our medical technology with your people." Samantha forced a smile, her mind racing. This sudden generosity felt off, especially in light of what she had overheard. "That's fantastic news, Zarlax. May I ask what prompted this decision?" The alien's colors flickered briefly before settling. "We have been impressed by humanity's quick adaptation and thirst for knowledge. The collective believes you are ready for the next step." As Zarlax continued to explain the planned technology transfer, Samantha noticed a group of human officials huddled in deep discussion. Among them was Dr. Marcus Reed, her longtime colleague and friend. The look of concern on his face mirrored her own inner turmoil. Throughout the day, Samantha tried to find an opportunity to speak with Marcus privately, but the constant presence of Zarkonian observers made it impossible. It wasn't until late in the evening, as she was preparing to leave, that Marcus managed to catch her alone in the parking lot. Sam, he whispered urgently, glancing around to ensure they weren't overheard. Something's not right. I've been analyzing the data from the medical tech they're offering. It's not what they claim it is. Samantha's heart pounded. Marcus, But before she could respond, a sleek Zarkonian transport vehicle glided into the lot. Zarlax emerged, its skin now a deep, unsettling purple. Dr. Chen, Dr. Reed, it communicated, an edge to its mental voice. The collective requests your presence for an important discussion. As they were ushered into the vehicle, Samantha and Marcus exchanged a look of understanding and fear. Whatever was happening, they were now at the center of it. The vehicle's doors closed with a soft click, and as they accelerated away from the facility, Samantha couldn't help but feel they were leaving behind more than just a building. They were leaving behind the world as they knew it. As the Zarkonian transport sped through the night, Samantha's mind raced with possibilities. Had their suspicions been discovered? Were they being taken to be silenced? Or was this truly just an important meeting? She glanced at Marcus, who sat rigid beside her, his jaw clenched. The vehicle came to a stop in front of a nondescript building on the outskirts of the city. As they were led inside, Samantha noticed the distinct lack of other humans. The corridors were eerily quiet, illuminated by a soft, pulsating light that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. They were brought to a large, circular room. In the center stood a group of Zarkonians, their skin shifting in complex patterns that Samantha had never seen before. One of them stepped forward, its mental voice resonating with authority. Dr. Chen, Dr. Reed, we have brought you here because you have shown exceptional aptitude in understanding our ways. However, we have also detected concerns in your minds. Samantha felt a chill run down her spine. Could the Zarkonians read their thoughts? She tried to keep her mind blank, focusing on the alien before her. We assure you, the Zarkonian continued, our intentions for Earth are benevolent, but there are complexities to galactic politics that we have not yet shared with your species. We believe you are ready to learn the full truth. What followed was a revelation that shook Samantha and Marcus to their core. The Zarkonians explained that Earth was located in a strategically important part of the galaxy, one that was coveted by multiple alien factions. The Zarkonian collective had arrived first, hoping to forge an alliance with humanity to protect Earth from more aggressive species. But why the secrecy? Marcus asked, his voice steady despite the shock. Why not tell us this from the beginning? The lead Zarkonian's skin rippled in what Samantha had come to recognize as discomfort. We needed to assess humanity's readiness. Your species is young, prone to conflict. We feared that knowledge of external threats might lead to panic or, worse, misguided aggression. As the night wore on, Samantha and Marcus learned of a vast, complex galactic political landscape. Earth, it seemed, was a small player in a game of cosmic proportions. The Zarkonians provided evidence of other, less friendly alien races that had their sights set on Earth's resources and strategic position. By the time dawn broke, Samantha's world had been turned upside down once again. The threat was real, but it wasn't the Zarkonians. It was the vastness of a universe filled with both wonders and dangers beyond human imagination. As they prepared to leave, the lead Zarkonian addressed them one final time. We are trusting you with this knowledge because we believe in humanity's potential. You must help prepare your people for what lies ahead. The challenges will be great, but so too will be the opportunities. Stepping out into the morning light, Samantha and Marcus found themselves facing a new reality. They were now custodians of a truth that could reshape human civilization. As they walked in silence, both scientists grappled with the weight of their new responsibility. Samantha broke the silence first. Marcus, what do we do now? How do we even begin to prepare humanity for this? Marcus took a deep breath, his eyes reflecting a mix of fear and determination. We do what humans have always done, Sam. We adapt, we innovate, and we face the unknown head-on. It won't be easy, but if what the Zarkonians say is true, We don't have a choice. The future of our species depends on it. As the sun rose higher, casting long shadows across the city, Samantha nodded in agreement. The road ahead would be challenging, but she felt a spark of hope. Humanity had faced seemingly insurmountable odds before and had always found a way to persevere. Now, with the knowledge they possessed and the potential alliance with the Zirconians, perhaps they stood a chance against the cosmic challenges that awaited them. The first step, they decided, would be to carefully select a team of Earth's brightest minds, scientists, strategists, and leaders who could help navigate this new interstellar landscape. As they began to formulate their plan, Samantha couldn't help but feel that this was the dawn of a new era for humanity, one that would test their resilience, ingenuity, and unity like never before. Little did they know, this was just the beginning of humanity's journey into a vast and complex galactic community, where their unique qualities would be put to the test in ways they could never have imagined. The human advantage. In the months that followed their clandestine meeting with the Zirconians, Samantha and Marcus worked tirelessly to assemble a diverse team of Earth's finest minds. Their mission, known only to a select few, was to prepare humanity for its role in the greater galactic community and the potential threats that loomed on the horizon. The team operated from a secret facility deep in the Rocky Mountains. Here, surrounded by cutting-edge technology, a blend of human ingenuity and Zirconian advancements, they tackled challenges that would have seemed impossible just a year ago. Dr. Aisha Okafor, a brilliant Nigerian physicist, pored over Zirconian star charts, her brow furrowed in concentration. The gravitational anomalies in this sector don't make sense, she muttered, more to herself than anyone else. Unless... Her eyes widened as realization dawned. She quickly called over to Samantha, who was discussing propulsion theories with a Zirconian scientist named Zexlor. "Sam, I think I found something," Aisha said, her voice trembling with excitement. "These anomalies, they're not natural. I believe they're artificial constructs, possibly a network of faster-than-light travel points." Samantha's eyes lit up. A cosmic highway system. Zexlor's skin rippled in what they had come to recognize as surprise. "Impossible," the alien communicated. "Our scientists have studied these anomalies for centuries. They are random phenomena, nothing more." But as Aisha explained her calculations, even Zexlor had to admit the possibility. It was a moment that crystallized a growing realization among the Zirconians. Humans possessed a unique way of looking at problems, often finding solutions that had eluded other species for millennia. This revelation was further reinforced in the biology lab, where Dr. Carlos Mendoza, a geneticist from Argentina, made a breakthrough in understanding Zirconian physiology. His work promised to solve the fertility crisis that had plagued the alien species for generations. "It's all about thinking outside the box," Carlos explained to a group of astonished Zirconian scientists. "Sometimes the solution is hidden in plain sight, but you need a fresh perspective to see it." As news of these breakthroughs spread through the facility, Marcus found himself in a heated debate with Zarlax, the alien scientist who had first brought them to the secret meeting months ago. "You don't understand," Marcus argued passionately. "Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our resources. It's our diversity, our adaptability, our ability to think creatively in the face of adversity." Zarlax's skin shimmered with a mix of emotions. "But your species is so young, so prone to conflict. How can you possibly stand against the threats that exist in our galaxy?" Marcus smiled, a glint of determination in his eyes. "That's exactly why we can stand against them. We faced extinction-level events, wars, plagues, and natural disasters. Each time, we've not just survived, but thrived. We learned, we adapt, we overcome." As if to underscore his point, an alarm blared through the facility. Samantha rushed into the room, her face pale. "We've got a problem," she announced. "Our long-range sensors have picked up an unidentified ship entering the solar system. It's not Zirconian." The room erupted into a flurry of activity. Zarlax's skin paled to an ashen gray. "It's too soon," the alien communicated, panic evident in its mental voice. "You're not ready for this." But as Marcus watched his team spring into action, he felt a surge of pride. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, their resident expert in alien languages and communication, was already working on deciphering potential signals. Major Sarah Collins, their military strategist, was coordinating with Earth's defense systems. Dr. Raj Patel, the team's psychiatrist, was preparing to address the public should the need arise. "We may not be ready," Marcus said, placing a reassuring hand on Zarlak's shoulder, "but we're sure as hell going to try." As the unknown ship drew closer, tension in the facility reached a fever pitch. The Zarkonians, for all their advanced technology, seemed paralyzed by indecision. It was Samantha who took charge, her voice steady as she issued commands. "Yuki, any luck with those signals?" she asked. The Japanese linguist shook her head. "Nothing yet. Their communication method is unlike anything we've seen before." Samantha nodded, her mind racing. "Okay, let's try something different. Isa, can you use your gravitational anomaly theory to predict their trajectory?" Aisha's fingers flew over her keyboard. "On it." Meanwhile, Major Collins was in deep discussion with Zexilor. "If we recalibrate our defense satellites to emit a specific frequency, we might be able to create a temporary shield around Earth," she suggested. Zexilor's skin pulsed with surprise and admiration. "Such an application never occurred to us. It's unorthodox, but it might work." As the team worked feverishly, Marcus pulled Samantha aside. "Sam, I've been thinking. What if we're approaching this all wrong? We're acting defensively, but what if we try to communicate?" Samantha furrowed her brow. "How? Yuki can't decipher their language." "Not with words," Marcus said, a glint in his eye. "With math. It's the universal language." The idea spread through the team like wildfire. Within hours, they had repurposed a deep space transmission array to send out a series of prime numbers, followed by simple geometric shapes. As the unknown ship entered Earth's orbit, everyone held their breath. Then, miraculously, a response came. A series of numbers and shapes, more complex than what they had sent, but clearly a continuation of the pattern. "They're communicating," Yuki exclaimed, her voice filled with wonder. What followed was a tense but exciting exchange. Through a combination of mathematics, simple pictographs, and sheer human intuition, they managed to establish a basic form of communication with the alien ship. It turned out that the visitors were not hostile, but a previously unknown species called the Nexari. They were explorers, drawn to Earth by the same gravitational anomalies that Aisha had discovered. As the Nexari ship docked at the International Space Station for a historic first meeting, the mood in the facility was one of cautious elation. They had faced their first major galactic challenge and had not only survived but excelled. Zarlax approached Samantha and Marcus, its skin shimmering with an emotion they had never seen before. "I believe," the alien communicated slowly, "that we may have underestimated humanity." Samantha smiled. "That's okay. Sometimes we underestimate ourselves too." As they prepared to meet the Nexari, Marcus couldn't help but feel a sense of optimism. Yes, the galaxy was vast and full of unknowns, but humanity had proven once again that their unique blend of creativity, adaptability, and determination could overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. The arrival of the Nexari marked a new chapter in Earth's galactic adventure. As representatives from 3 different species sat down to talk, the humans in the room couldn't help but feel that they were at the dawn of something truly extraordinary. Little did they know, this successful first contact was just the beginning. The challenges ahead would test humanity in ways they couldn't imagine, but with each obstacle, they would discover new strengths and forge unlikely alliances. The galaxy was vast and complex, but humanity was ready to carve out its place among the stars. As the discussions with the Nexari stretched into the night, Samantha found a quiet moment to stand by a window, gazing up at the stars. The universe suddenly seemed so much larger, so much more alive than she had ever imagined. Yet instead of feeling small, she felt a surge of excitement and purpose. Alien conspiracy and human allies. As Earth's integration into the galactic community accelerated, the facility in the Rocky Mountains became a hub of interstellar diplomacy and scientific exchange. The arrival of the Nexari had opened doors to other alien species, each bringing their own technologies, cultures, and agendas. Dr. Samantha Chen found herself at the center of this whirlwind of activity. Her ability to bridge the gap between human and alien thinking had made her an invaluable asset. However, as she navigated the complex web of interstellar politics, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. One crisp autumn morning, Samantha was reviewing data from a joint human Zarkonian research project when she noticed an anomaly. The energy readings from a supposedly decommissioned Zarkonian outpost on Mars were off the charts. Curious, she dug deeper, cross-referencing the data with other reports. "Marcus," she called out to her colleague, who was deep in conversation with a Nexari scientist. "Can you take a look at this?" Dr. Marcus Reed excused himself and joined Samantha at her workstation. As he reviewed the data, his brow furrowed. "This doesn't make sense. According to the official reports, that outpost should be dormant." Their discussion was interrupted by the arrival of Zarlax, their primary Zarkonian liaison. The alien's skin rippled with what they had come to recognize as concern. "Is there a problem?" Zarlax inquired, its mental voice tinged with an emotion Samantha couldn't quite place. Samantha hesitated for a moment before responding. "We've detected some unusual energy readings from the Mars outpost. I was wondering if you could shed some light on this." Zarlax's skin shifted to a deep, unsettling purple. "I'm sure it's nothing to be concerned about. Perhaps a malfunction in the monitoring equipment. I'll have our technicians look into it." As the alien glided away, Samantha and Marcus exchanged a knowing look. Something wasn't right. Over the next few weeks, Samantha and Marcus discreetly investigated the Mars anomaly. They'd brought in Dr. Aisha Okafor, whose expertise in astrophysics proved invaluable. Together, they uncovered a pattern of inconsistencies in Zarkonian reports and activities. "It's like they're building something," Aisha mused, poring over the data. But what? Their breakthrough came from an unexpected source, Dr. Yuki Tanaka, while deciphering a series of encrypted Nexari transmissions, stumbled upon mentions of a Zarkonian superweapon. The team gathered in a secure room, away from prying eyes and potential eavesdroppers. "If this information is correct," Marcus began, his voice grave, "the Zarkonians are constructing a weapon capable of destabilizing star systems. But why? They've always presented themselves as peaceful." "We're ready," she whispered to herself, a smile playing on her lips. "Whatever comes next, we're ready." Alien conspiracy and human allies. As Earth's integration into the galactic community accelerated, the facility in the Rocky Mountains became a hub of interstellar diplomacy and scientific exchange. The arrival of the Nexari had opened doors to other alien species, each bringing their own technologies, cultures, and agendas. Dr. Samantha Chen found herself at the center of this whirlwind of activity. Her ability to bridge the gap between human and alien thinking had made her an invaluable asset. However, as she navigated the complex web of interstellar politics, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. One crisp autumn morning, Samantha was reviewing data from a joint human Zarkonian research project when she noticed an anomaly. The energy readings from a supposedly decommissioned Zarkonian outpost on Mars were off the charts. Curious, she dug deeper, cross-referencing the data with other reports. "Marcus," she called out to her colleague, who was deep in conversation with a Nexari scientist. "Can you take a look at this?" Dr. Marcus Reed excused himself and joined Samantha at her workstation. As he reviewed the data, his brow furrowed. "This doesn't make sense. According to the official reports, that outpost should be dormant." Their discussion was interrupted by the arrival of Zarlax, their primary Zarkonian liaison. The alien's skin rippled with what they had come to recognize as concern. "Is there a problem?" Zarvax inquired, its mental voice tinged with an emotion Samantha couldn't quite place. Samantha hesitated for a moment before responding. We've detected some unusual energy readings from the Mars outpost. I was wondering if you could shed some light on this. Zarlax's skin shifted to a deep, unsettling purple. I'm sure it's nothing to be concerned about. Perhaps a malfunction in the monitoring equipment. I'll have our technicians look into it. As the alien glided away, Samantha and Marcus exchanged a knowing look. Something wasn't right. Over the next few weeks, Samantha and Marcus discreetly investigated the Mars anomaly. They brought in Dr. Aisha Okafor, whose expertise in astrophysics proved invaluable. Together, they uncovered a pattern of inconsistencies in Zarcomian reports and activities. It's like they're building something, Aisha mused, poring over the data. But what? Their breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, while deciphering a series of encrypted Nexari transmissions, stumbled upon mentions of a Zarconian superweapon. The team gathered in a secure room, away from prying eyes and potential eavesdroppers. If this information is correct, Marcus began, his voice grave, the Zarconians are constructing a weapon capable of destabilizing star systems. But why? They've always presented themselves as peaceful. Samantha's mind raced. Remember what they told us about galactic politics? About Earth's strategic importance? What if they're not just protecting us, but using us as a pawn in a larger game? The implications were staggering. If the Zarconians were indeed building such a weapon, it could shift the balance of power in the galaxy dramatically, and Earth, unwittingly, would be at the center of it all. We need to act, Aisha said, her voice firm. But we can't confront the Zarcomians directly. We need allies. Marcus nodded in agreement. The Nexari. They've been more open with us from the start. And if Yuki's translations are correct, they're already suspicious of the Zarcomians. As they formulated their plan, a soft chime indicated someone at the door. The team froze, exchanging worried glances. Had they been discovered? To their relief, it was Major Sarah Collins, their military strategist. Sorry to interrupt, she said, her face serious. But we've got a situation. A Zarcomian ship just left Earth's orbit, heading for Mars, and they're jamming our communications. The team sprang into action. While Sarah coordinated with Earth's defense systems, Samantha and Marcus prepared for a risky mission. They would take an experimental human Nexari hybrid ship to Mars, hoping to uncover the truth before it was too late. As they boarded the ship, joined by a small team of trusted human and Nexari crew members, Samantha felt a mix of fear and determination. The fate of Earth and possibly the galaxy hung in the balance. The journey to Mars was tense. The hybrid ship, while faster than anything humans had previously developed, still took several days to reach the Red Planet. During this time, Samantha and Marcus worked tirelessly with their Nexari allies to piece together the fragments of information they had. If our calculations are correct, Samantha said, addressing the crew gathered in the ship's command center, the Zarconians are in the final stages of constructing their superweapon. We believe it's hidden beneath the surface of Mars, using the planet's core as a power source. Caxley, their Nexari pilot, chittered in concern. Such technology is forbidden by galactic law. The Zarconians risk severe consequences if discovered. Marcus nodded grimly. Which is why they've gone to such lengths to keep it hidden. They're using Earth as a smokescreen, distracting the galactic community with our integration while they build their weapon in secret. As they approached Mars, tension on the ship reached a fever pitch. Suddenly, alarms blared. Multiple Zarconian ships detected, Caxley announced, her tentacles flying over the control panel. They spotted us, Sarah said, her military training kicking in. Evasive maneuvers. What followed was a heart-stopping game of cat and mouse through Mars orbit. The hybrid ship, smaller and more agile than the Zarconian vessels, darted between them, using the planet's moons for cover. We need to get to the surface, Samantha shouted over the chaos. If we can expose their operation, we might be able to stop this before it goes too far. In a daring move, Sarah and Caxley piloted the ship into a steep dive towards the Martian surface. The Zarkonian ships, unwilling to risk damaging their hidden base, held back their fire as the hybrid vessel plummeted towards the red planet. With a bone-jarring thud, they landed near the coordinates of the suspected base. As they donned their protective suits and prepared to step onto the Martian surface, Samantha felt a moment of awe. Despite the dire circumstances, she couldn't help but marvel at the fact that she was about to walk on Mars. The team moved quickly across the rusty landscape, following the energy readings that had first alerted them to the anomaly. As they crested a ridge, they saw it, a massive structure, half buried in the Martian soil, pulsing with an otherworldly energy. By the cosmic winds, Caxley whispered, her alien features contorted in shock. It's even worse than we feared. Before they could formulate a plan, the ground beneath them shook. A section of the Martian surface slid open, revealing a hangar bay. Zarkonian ships began to emerge, weapons primed. "We're too late," Marcus said, his voice filled with despair. But Samantha's mind was racing. In that moment of crisis, she had an idea, a crazy, desperate, quintessentially human idea. "No, we're not," she said, her voice steady. "We can't outgun them, but we might be able to outwit them. Caxley, does our ship have a quantum entanglement communicator?" The Nexary's eyes widened in understanding. "Yes, but it's short range. We'd need to get much closer to the facility." Samantha nodded, a determined glint in her eye. "Then that's what we'll do. If we can broadcast evidence of this weapon to the galactic community, the Zarkonians will have no choice but to stand down." It was a risky plan, bordering on suicidal, but as Samantha looked at her team, human and alien alike, she saw the same resolve in their eyes. They were humanity's best hope, and they weren't about to give up. As Zarkonian ships filled the Martian sky and the superweapon pulsed ominously before them, Samantha Chen and her unlikely crew prepared to make their final stand. The fate of Earth, and perhaps the entire galaxy, rested on their shoulders. With a nod to her companions, Samantha took the first step towards the Zarkonian facility. "Let's show the galaxy what humans are really made of," she said, her voice filled with determination. The greatest challenge of their lives lay ahead, but they faced it together, united in their quest for truth and justice in a vast, complex universe. The galactic crisis. The Martian wind howled around them as Samantha, Marcus, and their diverse team of humans and aliens made their way towards the imposing Zarkonian facility. The red dust swirled at their feet, almost as if the planet itself was trying to impede their progress. "We've got incoming." Sarah's voice crackled through their helmet comms. Zarkonian ground forces, approaching fast. Samantha's mind raced. They needed a distraction. "Caxley," she called out to their Nexary ally, "can you use the ship's systems to create a sandstorm? Something to obscure their vision." Caxley's tentacles danced over a portable control panel. "Ingenious idea, Samantha. I can modulate our shield harmonics to interact with the Martian atmosphere. It won't last long, but it should buy us some time." Within moments, the air around them thickened with red dust, reducing visibility to near zero. The team pushed forward, guided by their suit sensors and Caxley's alien sensors. As they neared the facility, Marcus suddenly grabbed Samantha's arm. "Wait," he said, his voice urgent. "Look at these readings. The energy output, it's off the charts. If they activate that weapon, it won't just destabilize star systems. It could rip a hole in the fabric of space-time itself." The implications were staggering. This wasn't just about galactic politics anymore. The entire universe could be at risk. They reached the outer walls of the facility, the massive structure looming above them like an alien mountain. Isa, who had been quiet for most of the journey, spoke up. "I think I can bypass their security systems. My research into gravitational anomalies, it's given me insights into how their technology works." As Aisha worked on the access panel, the rest of the team formed a defensive perimeter. The artificial sandstorm was beginning to dissipate, and they could hear the approaching whine of Zarkonian hover vehicles. With a hiss, the door slid open. "We're in," Aisha exclaimed. The team rushed inside, sealing the door behind them. They found themselves in a vast, dimly lit chamber filled with pulsing alien machinery. At the center stood a colossal device, crackling with energy that made the air itself feel charged. "That must be the weapon," Samantha said, her voice filled with awe and dread. Before they could move further, a familiar voice echoed through the chamber. "I'm disappointed, Dr. Chen. We trusted you." Zarlax emerged from the shadows, flanked by armed Zarkonian guards. The alien's skin rippled with complex patterns that Samantha now recognized as a mix of anger and regret. "Zarlax," Samantha stepped forward, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "You need to shut this down. You don't understand the forces you are dealing with." The Zarkonian's eyes narrowed. "You're the one who doesn't understand, Samantha. This weapon is necessary. The galaxy is a dangerous place, filled with species that would destroy us without hesitation. We're ensuring our survival and yours." Marcus joined Samantha, his face set in determination. "By risking the entire universe. Our readings show that this weapon could tear apart the very fabric of reality." For a moment, doubt flickered across Zarlax's features, but then the facility shook, dust raining down from the ceiling. "The weapon is powering up," one of the Zarkonian guards announced. "We can't stop the sequence now." Chaos erupted. The human-alien teams sprang into action, using their diverse skills to fight off the Zarkonian guards while trying to reach the central controls. Samantha and Marcus raced towards the weapon, dodging energy blasts and falling debris. As they reached the control panel, alarms blared throughout the facility. The weapon's core pulsed with increasing intensity, the energy output spiraling beyond safe levels. "It's overloading," Aisha shouted over the din. "If it reaches critical mass, it'll take out half the solar system." Samantha's fingers flew over the alien controls, her mind working in overdrive to decipher the complex systems. "I can't shut it down," she said, her voice tight with frustration. "The failsafes have been overridden." It was in this moment of crisis that humanity's unique approach to problem-solving shone through. While the Zarkonians panicked and the Nexari searched for logical solutions, Marcus had an epiphany. "We can't shut it down," he said, a glint of inspiration in his eyes, "but maybe we can redirect it. Samantha, remember your work on quantum entanglement. What if we could create a feedback loop?" Understanding dawned on Samantha's face. It was a crazy idea, the kind of outside-the-box thinking that had defined humanity's progress. It was dangerous, unpredictable, and possibly their only hope. As the facility crumbled around them and the weapon's energy reached catastrophic levels, Samantha, Marcus, and their team worked feverishly. They rerouted power conduits, recalibrated energy fields, and pushed the limits of their combined knowledge of physics, both human and alien. Zarlax, seeing the dedication and ingenuity of the humans, had a change of heart. "What can we do to help?" the alien asked, its earlier hostility replaced by a mixture of awe and regret. With seconds to spare, they activated their makeshift solution. The weapon's energy, instead of tearing apart the fabric of space-time, collapsed in on itself. A blinding light filled the chamber, forcing everyone to shield their eyes. When the light faded, the weapon was gone. In its place was a swirling vortex of energy, beautiful and terrible in its intensity. What is it?" Zarlax asked, his mental voice tinged with wonder. Samantha stared at the phenomenon, her scientific mind already racing with possibilities. I think we've created a controlled wormhole, a bridge across space and possibly time." As the dust settled and the immediate danger passed, the full implications of what had transpired began to sink in. They had not only averted a universal catastrophe, but had also stumbled upon a discovery that could revolutionize space travel and our understanding of the cosmos. The Zarkonians, humbled by the experience and impressed by humanity's ingenuity, pledged to make amends for their actions. The Nexari, witnessing the unique problem-solving abilities of humans, became even stronger allies. As news of the events on Mars spread throughout the galactic community, Earth's standing changed dramatically. Humanity was no longer seen as a young, naive species, but as a valuable member of the cosmic civilization, capable of finding innovative solutions to seemingly impossible problems. Samantha, Marcus, and their team stood at the edge of the swirling vortex, the Martian sunset casting long shadows across the landscape. They had faced unimaginable challenges and emerged victorious, not through superior technology or military might, but through creativity, teamwork, and the uniquely human ability to hope against all odds. As they prepared to return to Earth, Samantha couldn't help but feel that this was just the beginning. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders, and humanity was ready to take its place among the stars. Little did they know, their greatest adventure was yet to come. The wormhole they had created was stable, yes, but it was also a doorway to the unknown. What lay on the other side would challenge everything they thought they knew about the universe and their place in it. As the hybrid ship lifted off from the Martian surface, carrying its crew of humans and aliens back to Earth, the wormhole pulsed behind them, a testament to human ingenuity and a promise of adventures to come. The galaxy watched and waited, wondering what this young species would do next. Humanity's triumph and new beginnings. The return to Earth was met with a mixture of celebration and trepidation. News of the events on Mars had spread rapidly, and the world was abuzz with speculation about the implications of the newly created wormhole. As Samantha, Marcus, and their team stepped off the hybrid ship, they were greeted by a crowd of officials, scientists, and curious onlookers. Dr. Samantha Chen stood before a panel of world leaders and alien diplomats, her voice steady as she recounted the events on Mars. The wormhole represents both our greatest achievement and our greatest challenge, she concluded. It's a doorway to the unknown, and we must approach it with caution and curiosity in equal measure. In the weeks that followed, a global initiative was launched to study the wormhole. The facility in the Rocky Mountains, once a secret base, became the headquarters for this new endeavor. Scientists from every corner of the Earth worked alongside alien researchers, pooling their knowledge and resources. Dr. Marcus Reed led a team focused on understanding the physics of the wormhole. It's not just a tunnel through space, he explained during a briefing. Our initial probes suggest it might also bridge time in ways we don't yet fully comprehend. As they delved deeper into their research, strange phenomena began to occur. Objects sent through the wormhole returned changed, sometimes aging centuries in a matter of seconds, other times reverting to earlier states of matter. Communication signals sent through came back garbled, containing fragments of conversations that hadn't happened yet. Dr. Aisha Okafor made a startling discovery one late night. The wormhole, she announced to her colleagues, her eyes wide with excitement. It's not static. It's moving through space-time, connecting to different points in the universe with each fluctuation. The implications were staggering. They hadn't just created a stable wormhole. They had inadvertently invented a way to access multiple points in space and time. As news of these discoveries spread, Earth found itself at the center of galactic attention. Species from across the universe, some previously unknown to humanity, reached out with offers of alliance and exchange. The Galactic Council, a governing body that had previously regarded Earth as a backwater planet, now sought human representation. But with this newfound importance came new dangers. Not all alien species had benevolent intentions. Reports began to surface of attempts to sabotage the wormhole research, to steal the technology for nefarious purposes. Major Sarah Collins, working with a coalition of Earth's military forces and alien allies, spearheaded the defense of the wormhole. We're not just protecting a scientific discovery, she told her troops. We're safeguarding the future of our species and possibly the entire universe. Amidst the chaos and excitement, Samantha found herself grappling with a moral dilemma. The power to traverse space and time came with enormous responsibility. "We could change history," she confided in Marcus one evening as they looked out over the wormhole facility. "Prevent wars, save lives. But at what cost? How can we be sure we won't make things worse?" Marcus nodded, understanding the weight of her words. "Perhaps that's humanity's real test," he mused. "Not whether we can wield this power, but whether we have the wisdom to know when not to use it." Their contemplation was interrupted by an urgent call from the control room. The wormhole was pulsing with unprecedented energy, its swirling vortex growing larger by the second. As alarms blared and scientists scrambled to stabilize the anomaly, a massive ship emerged from the wormhole. Unlike anything they had ever seen, it seemed to shimmer and shift, as if it wasn't fully part of their reality. A voice boomed across all communication channels, in every language simultaneously. "People of Earth, we are the Chronos. We have traveled across eons to meet you. Your creation has echoed across time and space, drawing us to this moment. We come to offer you a choice." The Chronos, it turned out, were beings from the far future, evolved to a state beyond physical form. They explained that humanity's discovery of controllable wormhole technology was a pivotal moment in universal history. "You stand at a crossroads," the Chronos emissary said, addressing a hastily assembled council of Earth's leaders and alien allies. "The path you choose here will determine the fate of not just your species, but of all life in the universe." The Chronos offered humanity a choice: to join them in ascending beyond physical form, gaining access to the knowledge and power of countless civilizations across time, or to remain as they were, using their newfound technology to forge their own path through the cosmos. The debate that followed was intense. Some argued for accepting the Chronos' offer, seeing it as the ultimate step in human evolution. Others, including Samantha and Marcus, advocated for charting their own course. "Our strength lies in our humanity," Samantha argued passionately. "Our creativity, our resilience, our capacity for growth and change. We're not ready to give that up." In the end, it was humanity's unpredictability, their ability to find innovative solutions to impossible problems, that swayed the decision. Earth would remain as it was, a young civilization taking its first real steps into a larger universe. The Chronos accepted their decision with what seemed like approval. "You have chosen wisely," the emissary said. "Remember this moment, for it will echo through eternity." As the Chronos ship retreated back through the wormhole, disappearing in a flash of light, a sense of possibility settled over the Earth. They had faced challenges beyond imagining and had emerged stronger, wiser, and more united. In the years that followed, humanity used their wormhole technology to explore the farthest reaches of the universe. They formed alliances, solved ancient cosmic mysteries, and faced new challenges with the same spirit of innovation and determination that had defined their species from the beginning. Samantha, Marcus, and their team continued to lead Earth's cosmic endeavors. They had started this journey as scientists and explorers, and now found themselves as ambassadors for their entire species. As Samantha stood on the observation deck of Earth's first deep space colony, watching ships from a dozen alien races dock at the bustling spaceport, she couldn't help but smile. The universe was vast and full of wonders, and humanity was just beginning to make its mark. "Ready for our next adventure?" Marcus asked, joining her at the window. Samantha nodded, her eyes sparkling with the reflection of distant stars. "Always," she replied. "The best is yet to come." And as they turned to face the future, both knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, humanity would face them together, armed with their greatest strengths: curiosity, creativity, and the unshakable belief that anything was possible. The story of humanity's cosmic journey was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning. As the wormhole pulsed in the distance, a beacon of possibility, the human race looked to the stars not with fear, but with hope and determination. They had found their place in the universe, and they were ready to shape the future, one impossible problem at a time.